Right before the pandemic, I went to northern Colombia to try and find a man named Isaac Bedoya, who police believed poached and trafficked more than 10,000 baby sloths before he was arrested. He was known in local press as the leader of a sloth cartel. The idea of a sloth cartel, was so wild to me, and I wanted to go to the source to figure out what drives someone to poach baby sloths for a living. Three-toed sloths are the most in-demand as pets, and buyers here are typically Colombian tourists who will pass through the region of Cordoba, where poachers and sloths are based. Poachers will typically stand on the roadside and sell sloths or take orders, and buyers will then pick them up on the way home. These animals rarely survive long after being captured and sold. We met the police investigator who had worked for years to nail Bedoya, and in his hometown where Bedoya was supposed to be under house arrest, we found his mother and his friends, but we didn't find Bedoya. He had disappeared and nothing had happened. But we did meet other sloth poachers from a small town where wildlife poaching goes back 3 generations. The Clan de Golfo, Colombia's largest drug cartel, controls much of the territory, keeping police out, but poachers often have agreements with the cartel. We followed them as they climbed trees and looked for sloths in order to document this trade. When they cut down a mother sloth and her newborn baby, my chest clenched, but the baby was too young to take, so they put them both back. It is really easy to villainize poachers, but we didn't find ruthless kingpins or henchmen. Who we met were desperate young men doing work they didn't particularly want to do, but felt like they had no other option. One young man I met has been poaching since he was a young teenager. His dad died when he was 10, and poaching is how he put food on the table for his family. He tried to go to college, but it was too expensive, and he wants to stop poaching, but he sees no realistic way out. But these things always come back to supply and demand. If there were no tourists or tourist traps ordering baby sloths, poachers wouldn't be catching them. The market would shrivel, and suppliers would have no choice but to try and make money elsewhere. Consumers have so much power to drive change to improve animals' lives. Read my Nat Geo story to learn more about this investigation and what we found.